Welcome back in, Lions fans. Welcome back to the Detroit Den with Steve. A little Thursday night episode. Just a little chit chat, just some news and rumors, some stuff that I'm seeing. Nothing crazy, nothing groundbreaking. Just want to talk and maybe share my 2 cents on a couple things that I saw that have just happened, or not even really happened, but are being talked about. Some rumors. But the news, I got a news and a rumor, I guess. Isiah Williams was placed on waivers. All right. Now, I'm usually pretty good, so I'm coming to you guys with information or seeking information because I'm usually pretty good at tracking if we have an open spot on the roster or not. And to my knowledge, I didn't think we did. I know we reinstated Jamison Williams and then the trade for Zadarius Smith. I thought that put us at 53. I'm having a hard time tracking why Isiah Williams is being waived. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think we're going to see Isiah Williams on a Detroit Lions practice squad. I think he's just too good of a player. And I said that way back in training camp when we were talking about bubble spots and who makes the team, who doesn't. Isiah Williams was probably one of the most watched players in all of preseason. I would say either him, Hendon Hooker, maybe Broderick Martin, but I really like Isiah Williams' game. And I'm sure there's a team out there that needs a wide receiver. All right. Who off the top of my head? I'm not 100% sure. I'm not tracking everybody's roster. Hell, I can barely keep up with the Lions, as many moves as we've been making with suspensions, trades, now this. Just a lot to take in. But I'm sure that there's a team out there that needs a wide receiver and someone who can be effective in the punt return game, because I watched Isiah Williams return a punt the other day. And again, we're not like drooling at the mouth over Isiah Williams and what he did with one punt, but he does have that in his bag, his arsenal, something he can do. And I don't think we're going to see him make the practice squad. I do think a team's going to come in. I'm not sure who. I'm trying to rack my brain and throw something out, but I just don't know who's going to pick him up. But I think he's just too good of a player. I think he was one of the most sought after undrafted free agents last year too, coming out of the University of Illinois. Very familiar with him as a Big Ten guy. Little quarterback history too. We were kind of hoping to see maybe Ben Johnson, that little psychopath, who I'm going to talk about here in a second, would kind of throw in a little wrinkle with Isiah Williams being a former quarterback with some of the trick plays he likes to do. But I was a little surprised by this, that Williams got waived today. I didn't really see that one coming, and I didn't think we had a roster spot. So if you guys know something that I don't know, again, I'm not a know-it-all. I don't have all the information. I'm not an insider. Leave it in the comments. Let me know. Were we over the 53? Is that why, or something else going on? But I've been doing a little digging and haven't really been able to find anything. So that news kind of surprised me. And I'm not saying like we're at a huge need for wide receiver. I know we have Allen Robinson, Tim Patrick, St. Brown, Jimmo back. We got our big four, Khalif Raymond. So I can understand he's in a crowded situation. Maybe him getting waived, and I really do believe someone's going to pick him up. Best of luck to Isiah Williams in the future. If for some reason he does make it through waivers and ends up on the practice squad, that's good for us. That's a nice little tool we can have for just in case of something happening. But if I had to bet on it, someone's going to pick up Williams. But let's get into the rumors now. Okay, that's a little bit of news, a little bit of surprising news for me. I'm seeing a lot of chit chat, a lot of stuff on Twitter, some interviews. It's being talked about on some of the mainstream media that I see on Twitter and TikTok. People trying to poach our guy Ben Johnson already. Not bring him in as a head coach, but when the season's over and Black Monday comes, if you don't know what Black Monday is, it's when teams fire their head coaches who underperformed. Or if you're like the Saints, you're going to be in need of a head coach. So I've seen some stuff heating up a little bit about some teams wanting to interview Ben Johnson and bring him in as a head coach. And I thought it was very interesting, the comments that Ben Johnson made the other day at the press conference. He said, "I love calling plays. If I were to take a job, I would want to maintain that role. I would want to be a head coach who's calling plays." I thought that was very interesting because, usually, not always, when you become a head coach, you hire your offensive coordinator, they run the offense, defensive coordinator runs the defense. Ben Johnson likes calling plays, so he's not going to be bringing in a offensive coordinator if he becomes a head coach somewhere. I think that's very interesting. I think that a lot of ownership and owners might not like that. I'm not 100% sure, guys. I don't own an NFL team, unfortunately, or I wouldn't be podcasting in my office. But I found those comments very interesting, that he wants to keep calling plays. And I'm not saying he's a bad play caller. I mean, look at us. We got the #1 offense in the NFL. Started a little slow. We had some bumps on the road, but we've kind of soothed that out, and we've been rolling the last, 3, 4, 5 weeks. So Ben Johnson is going to be a name that a lot of teams are going to want. On top of that, I think Aaron Glenn is another name that a lot of teams are going to want. The way that that dude is coaching with a defensive line room that is completely obliterated by injuries right now. But I haven't heard too much about Aaron Glenn, so I'm just trying to focus on Ben Johnson. I've seen him linked to the New Orleans Saints, who fired their coach earlier in the week, and the Chicago Bears, Matt Eberflus, kind of on the hot seat there. But the Bears are, what are they, like 4-5? They're like rated the 500 market somewhere. If I can remember right, they're still in the mix. Like, I know we're the Lions, we have the lead on the North, but you're still in a division where you could make a wild card run if you get some stuff sorted out. You just had the #1, but you had 2 top 10 picks last year in the draft. I'm not exactly sure why it's not working out there in Chicago, but Matt Eberflus has been a name that's been talked about as being on the hot seat for the last couple years. So Bears fans, as much shit as they want to talk about the Lions, you guys are real quick to want one of our coaches. So it's a little ironic to me, but there's also a chance that Ben Johnson returns. I mean, some guys just like being offensive coordinators now. Financially, it's probably not the right decision, but it does happen, guys. So I just wanted to hop on here tonight, talk about some news, the Isiah Williams stuff, the rumors with Ben Johnson, what's going on there. I think if Ben Johnson wins a Super Bowl, and I do think that's coming this year with the Lions, maybe it would be good for his career to become a head coach and at least take that shot and see if you got it. And head coaches don't always pan out. Sometimes it takes a couple, maybe you get hired into a bad situation. But if Ben Johnson wins a Super Bowl here as a coordinator, he's got nothing left to prove. Take that next step, become a head coach. I'll cheer for you any week you're not playing the Detroit Lions. Please don't go to the Bears. I don't want to face you twice a year and have to worry about it. Again, guys, just wanted to hop on here, talk about a little bit of news, a little bit of rumors. Leave some comments, stick around, hit that like button. I'll be back later with another show.